So I am with Bianca Fernandez, top innovator of the year. Pleasure to meet you.
Ooh, nice to meet.
Pleasure
Nice.
to you. Pleasure to meet you. One of the, I guess, cliches or oft used things is to write your own story, tell your own story. And were you surprised at how your own story really, along with your hard work and vision, helped lead you to win this? Just,
Yeah,
yeah.
that's a great question. Very insightful. I feel like, I came into the experience really wanting to just stay as true to me and myself as I possibly could, like just being as authentic to how I would operate in the world and work in the real world and this agency. And I feel like I stayed true to that. I mean, I am a go-getter. I'm confident in my ideas. I You kind of have to be as a young woman in marketing in this world and living in New York, you have to be able to stand by your concepts and yeah, be confident and not take any BS from anyone. So I feel like that's just kind of how I operated on the show and I think that came through and hopefully people resonated with that and just saw that I was really in it to win it.
I like to think I'm a nice guy, but seeing you and Ryan go at it was one of the reasons why I love the show, and I'm confessing that. So, I'm sure you guys are friends. Can you just talk about that energy between both of you? Because you guys both stand up to what you believe in, and I applaud that.
Yeah, I think Ryan and I, of course, on the show, we had the opportunity to go head to head on many different occasions. First in episode 1 and then of course at the finale it was like almost fate. But we are both just so competitive and we both wanted to win and I think we just left it all on the table in that sense, but we also had such a mutual respect for each other because we both knew we were coming from the same place. And, whenever if I loved that he wasn't afraid to poke holes on a campaign or get really like into it in the final battle because I wanted all of the people that I went against to do that. And I like before we went on, I was like, give it your like, let's, battle it out. Like I want to hear what you think about mine could have been better. Like, cause that's they're asking that of us, but also like, give your all. So I appreciate and respect that he was able to, yeah, like do that.
Now, if I recall the KitchenAid campaign, all that stuff, you towards the end you do break down at the okay.
Yeah.
And I think it was such a really emotional moment because, and for the viewer, they're realizing that on a big picture sense, people can't rest on their laurels. They just got to keep on moving forward. Can you just talk about that moment? And I thought that was just very vulnerable. And it was not, it was, I think it's on a selfish level, it's beneficial for the viewer because they realize this is not a give me situation. You have to continuously prove yourself. And I really love that vulnerability from you.
Yeah, I definitely wasn't expecting that to come up, I guess. I think it was a culmination of just so many feelings of like wanting to put my best foot forward at every single pitch and having so many up to bat moments that by the end of that by that, second to last episode, it's like I was exhausted. I was like, "Oh my gosh," and to have the whole thing after putting so much hard work into everything, like lean on that one episode. One, it was a change. Like I thought it was a little bit just like of a shock. But at the end of the day, so that's where I think the emotion came from. We're just like, wait, what is happening? And then, yeah, at the end of the day, though, you have to just keep moving and pushing forward. So after that, I was like, okay, collect it and let's go.
Yeah, and let's go. But the great thing is you use that moment and you employ that moment for your next campaign, which is the idea of, or the most important thing is letting your stress go. Can you talk about that? Did maybe one feed the other, or am I completely misdirecting the whole thing right now? So,
Yeah, 100%. So, I mean, after the KitchenAid episode going into Therabody, I had the idea of the Theragun sense and like what it did and how it was more gentle and more for the everyday person over that there were more intense recovery devices. So I was like, this isn't going to be for muscle recovery. It's going to be for something else. So I was thinking of stress and like, but when after KitchenAid, I was like, okay, this is totally it. Cause now I can finally put myself into the pitch. I think previously compared to other contestants, I never really put myself in the pitch as much as they did just because that felt unnatural to me coming from like the corporate world where like you kind of just present your campaign. Your personal story doesn't really sit in it as much. So when the Therabody campaign came around and it's like I can have an authentic tie-in of like what I'm experiencing and what I have experienced on the show and like the stress tie-in, and then I was like, I want to put this in here because this is my last chance to give it my all. So I'm gonna, yes, use my research and like my experience, but I'm also gonna use my personal story to like paint this picture for these execs. And then of course, the pressure was on. So I kind of folded under that a little bit too, but
No disrespect to Ryan, but if I was in Ryan's shoes and I saw Josh Allen, I wouldn't. I would lose everything, all my bearings. So was it kind of cool for you to not know and thinking and Josh Allen was a soccer player instead of just a god among men as football players? Was that kind of a cool advantage for you? So
yeah, I mean, it's so embarrassing, like looking back on it, that I don't know because a lot of my friends that are Bills fans were like, "Are you kidding? You don't know who this is?" But now I am a Bills fan. But I do think, yes, I mean, I need a football team to like root for, especially now that I'm going to the Super Bowl. So Josh Allen's got my vote. But no, I think it did play to my advantage for sure. I didn't really have like any nerves going into it, and I think I didn't like shift my idea or change my commercial concept based off of Josh like being the talent because and which not doing that, I think created this like comedy and tension in the commercial between Josh Allen and who he is in real life and this like unexpected character he's playing where he's dressed up in like a corporate nerdy outfit. Like that's unexpected. And I think those kind of things work well in commercials. And so I'm glad that I didn't know, but now I do.
what did you learn about being a leader from this experience? Because I think when the teams that you led, I thought you did a really good job because you really, in my opinion, you held true to your vision while making sure everyone else felt involved, but also not being a pushover. So,
Yeah, I appreciate that. And it's like difficult. It was a difficult experience, one, because you're trying to lead a team of people that, yes, are on your team, but then also competitors at the same time. So it was just a very unique situation. But I think I always tried my best to, yes, have every person's ideas heard and to find like a real meaningful way that they could contribute in bringing it to life and like make sure that everyone had something that they were like proud of. And I really just in the times where I was firm on my concept or maybe firm on like what I wanted to see come to life were the times where I was like, I just want to win this for us. And like, I feel like I'm confident in how I know this brand and how I know how this marketing works. And that's those moments are where like my experience, I think, comes into it, where it's like, I like kind of know that this is the route in this specific instance that we should take. And I would stick firm in that just because I wanted to win it for the team. And yeah, I think you can lean on your experience a little bit in some of the scenarios.
yeah, I can find a couple questions. Were
Yeah.
you surprised from your journey at how emotional this whole situation was? Because A, you guys seem like you're working 24 hours a day. And even though you're competing with each other, sometimes you guys are teammates and sometimes you guys are each other's support. And when someone is actually eliminated, I was surprised at how emotional it got. So can you speak to that and just building that bond with a diverse array of people?
Yeah, the eliminations were so emotional. I mean, it was episode 2 when BT went home, and he was someone that I really formed a relationship with over the first couple days shooting, and like he was such a character, and I really like I we got emotional on that day too. And I feel like watching at home, we were like kind of like these people have known each other for like 2 days, like what's going on? But really, like and behind the scenes, there's so much friendship that was formed between the cast members. We're all in group chats, still talking. Like I had Elijah and Lauren come over to my apartment and watch the Sonic episode when it aired. So we're all talking and hanging out still, but and collaborating. But it was just such a unique experience, and you really needed to lean on other people while you were filming it. And it really was kind of like us as a team against, not against, but like against the challenges, like against the production kind of like we're all in here and we're trying to just like do our best, and we're placed in these crazy situations. So you had to lean on each other.
Bianca, final question. With your success with On Brand with Jimmy Fallon, where do you see your road moving forward? Or was this road already set for you even before you joined up with On Brand?
Wow. Yeah. Good question. I think because I have my background is in marketing and I am the head of brand at a skincare brand called Personal Day, which was founded by actress Lily Reinhart. So we've been building this brand for almost 2 years now, and I'll continue to work on that. But I would also really love to see what commercial directing opportunities could come of this. I really loved that experience with Therabody. So I'm kind of just open and letting the wave take me. I'm not trying to plan too much, but definitely just trying to keep an expansive mind to whatever might present itself to me.
And now you are such an expert and a veteran. When people come up to you and they say, "Well, I want to build on my brand. I want to build a brand." I'm sure that's the last thing you want to actually answer because you're 24/7 working on this. But what are some of the encouraging things that you tell people that, or maybe what is the one thing that people should know before they embark on this really ambitious career, I suppose?
Yeah, I think one that you can approach brand building for yourself before you decide to do it for someone else. And I think like you can build your personal brand as kind of if you are trying to build yourself up in a specific career, it doesn't have to be marketing and advertising, but everyone can kind of take that skill set. And I think putting yourself, even if you're building an actual brand or product, like putting yourself at the center of that story. There's no one else like you, no one can mimic you, who you are in all your different facets. So if you can show up in that brand authentically as yourself, then I think you'll have an edge that no one else will be able to replicate. So I would say stay true to your vision and show up authentically as yourself, and that will set you apart.
And throughout the whole competition, your focus to me was really amazing. Where did you get your focus from? Is that something that you can learn, or is that something you were born with, that laser focus on the goal?
Yeah, I mean a little bit of both. I think I was definitely born with and thankful to my mother who really was just like you can do anything you set your mind to if you just set your mind to it. So I was kind of that was instilled with me from a young age, and I think the focus work part probably came from my high school, college career of like in law and pre-law and history where I really had to study my butt off because I was gonna be a lawyer. So I was like taking the LSAT and like so that kind of study and focus was a big part of my life before I even got into marketing.
Bianca, thanks so much for your time, and congratulations on the win, and congratulations moving forward.
Thank you so much. I really love this. And I loved your questions. They were all really great. Thank
Thank you
you.
so much. Take care.
Thank
And
you.
also, thank you, Jasmine, who's around the corner. So
Yeah.
thank you guys so much. Great
Thank
to
you so much.
Hey guys, thanks so much for watching this video. For more movie and television reviews and interviews, please subscribe to my Deepest Dream channel. Like, comment, share, subscribe. And as always, thanks so much for your support. Take care.